Hey y'all, it's day 17. As you can see, I'm back at home. I have actually been outside all day today. I just decided, because remember I told you I have my few days out the month that I will go spend with my friends. So this morning we kind of did like a brunch. Got up pretty early, did that. And then from the evening on, it's margarita day. So I was like, okay, let me get out, get a couple of margaritas, and spend time with my circle. So here I am, in the comfort of my beautiful room. But thank you for joining me on day 17. I cannot believe I done made it through 17 days. I love it. I love the consistency. I love that I've stayed on it. So it just makes me so happy overall. Today, we're going to talk about self love. Remember, I told you, like, usually I go to sleep and what I want to discuss comes to me through my sleep, or I'll just see, like, the signs and the confirmations throughout the day. So, I was thinking about self love all yesterday, and I felt like today treating myself and, enjoying myself, even though I was out with my circle of friends, I felt like that was, showing myself self love. And then I seen a few things on social media platforms today, and it also was like, okay, there's the confirmation. Let's talk about self love. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into this episode. All right, so day 17, let's go on this self love. So I got my journal with me because I actually I journal throughout the day, throughout the night. I have them like everywhere. There's one more on my bed. The one on my bed is basically like for when I have my dreams, because you never know the meanings of your dreams. So I always like to write down as soon as I wake up, I'll write what I dreamt, because it might come to me later on, or I might be like, oh, I've been here before. So I have a journal specifically on my bed for when I do wake up out of dreams. Um, I have one that I keep on me when I'm out in public, and then I have my one that I just make sure I write a lot of stuff in. This is my everyday, all day, wherever I'm at in the house. So yeah, I was talking about like my self love today. That's what I was putting down in my journal, but pretty much self love. So, what is self love? Self love is basically having a positive image, a positive regard for yourself. It's taking care of your own personal needs. You're putting yourself first, loving yourself first. Um, it does involve you putting a lot of care into yourself. Um, it's accepting yourself. It's just practicing that self care, like little things. Um, with self love, I can just go, like, I feel like if you make yourself look nice, then it does promote and help with your self love. So if I'm feeling down, I'll do something, because you guys know I'm in the esthetician field and I do nails. If I'm just not feeling like 100% me, I'll get my hair done, wash my hair. That's a good start. I'll do something new to my nails. Those are like the smaller things. But the biggest thing with self love, it's accepting yourself no matter what. So basically, like, think about it. And I did see this somewhere today. That's why I said I get confirmations everywhere. When I come up with what I'm going to talk about on the channel, it's like the confirmations come. And today, the confirmations I've seen quite a few times. This was saying, when you don't love yourself, you seek validation in others for love. Like, that's pretty deep, because if you don't love yourself, you do notice that sometimes you'll see people in these relationships and they'll love someone so hard, and sometimes those people aren't giving them that love or reciprocating it back to them. But how can you truly love others if you don't love yourself first? Yeah, so the other confirmation if you don't love yourself, you can't create love for others. Again, another deep, deep meaning. If you're not happy within, how can you have a successful relationship with others? to me is just impossible. Like, if you see all these flaws within yourself and you have so many issues within yourself, how can you truly, really love someone else? An example would be like the honeymoon stage of a relationship, you know? You're kind of, I don't like using the term love bomb too much, but I guess you jump into a relationship, you get that honeymoon stage, so you feel love bomb, you feel appreciated by somebody else, and then once that dies down, it's like you're back to your regular self. So if you don't truly love yourself within, how do you think you're gonna feel once you get through that point of the honeymoon stage? You know what I mean? Um, so practicing self-love, how to practice it. Like, you have to be patient with yourself. You have to be kind. None of us are perfect. None of us are made to be perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. Yes, we should be our own critic, but that doesn't mean being extremely hard on yourself. So being patient is a big factor when it comes to self-care or self-love. Um, that takes me on to the next part. You want to practice self-care. So you want to eat right. You want to exercise properly. You want to make sure small things like you're getting enough sleep. Those are all critical. Self-care is a part of self-love. I know when I do like my esthetician post, I'm big on Sundays, because I do have heavy clients on Sundays. Normally that's like a day where I'll have a lot of facials, and I will always say the quote, Sundays are for self-care. Like, a facial is a great example of a self-care, just doing a service for yourself that makes you feel beautiful inside and out. That's a great example. You want to be mindful because, like I said before, like, we're all not perfect. So if we make mistakes, which that's just life, you want to be able to identify with them and you want to learn from that mistake. Let's see. Also, with self-love, you want to make sure that you're growing. Like, you want to look within for opportunities where you can grow and improve in your life. Like, if you set goal setting is so important too. Just you can set little small goals a day that help with your growth. Like, miniature. It doesn't have to be something super crazy, super hard. It could be like, oh, for self-care today, I'm going to try a different facial regimen when I wash my face in the morning. Like, it could be something so simple tonight, like that. Or I'm for self-care, shower and wash my hair with a relaxing or calming shampoo, something like that. Or I'm going to take a relaxing, healing bath. Those are small examples of self-care. And I mean, it's not like you gotta come out of pocket major for it. It's just things that make you feel better. So, also with self-care, I know we're talking more about self, but it's okay to reach out for help. It's okay to be able to vent to healthy, healed people, like, not just anybody. That's critical right there. Sometimes we do need somebody to lean on. So even though it's self-care and self-love, you sometimes might need to, reach out for help. And there's nothing wrong with that. There are so many benefits as far as self-worth goes. Like, your self-care, self-love goes. Your self-worth, your confidence, everything is going to increase. Like, your satisfaction, you're improved. Physically, you feel it. Like, when you're not as stressed or when you're loving yourself, you're gonna sleep well at night. Me, when I say I'm a person for years, on average, I would sleep 2 to 4 hours. I would be so exhausted. I'd be so drained. I'd just be so, ugh. Once I put self first, when I say that sleep, baby, oh my goodness, that sleep is the best feeling ever. It improved my physical health. Like, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia when I was 30 years old. So it was like pain after pain after pain. And I feel like a lot of that pain did come from just not enough self-care, not enough self-love. So when you do better for yourself, you feel better. Like, you feel it all over. I know I told you guys that I haven't taken like my anxiety and depression meds. I don't suggest that for everyone. I'm just saying that was my way. So disclaimer, you have to do things properly. Talk to your doctors. I'm not a doctor, okay? All right. So it has reduced my depression, my anxiety, my stress. Like, it has reduced it in such a major way. I want to clarify, self-love is way different from being just straight up cocky or straight up narcissist. Like, that's not the same thing. Don't get it confused. Um, you still are going to have empathy. You're still going to be a kind person. Like, don't confuse those. So make sure you look into that too, as far as self-love. You don't want to be a cocky person, but you want to be happy with yourself. You want to, uplift yourself. You want to speak positive into yourself. Look in the mirror. Looking in the mirror. Tell yourself something good about yourself. You can wake up in the morning when you're washing your face, brushing your teeth. Look in that mirror. Tell yourself something good about yourself. Tell yourself how much, you love yourself. Like, that's what self-love is. So, like I said in the beginning, it's just having that high regard and being positive of your own well-being and its happiness. Like, self-love is the best love ultimately, and you want to keep that in mind. So how would you practice, self-love? I gave a good example of like looking in the mirror when you wake up in the morning. You want to focus on accepting yourself. You have to accept yourself. If you're not happy with yourself, you probably need to do some deep shadow work to figure out what internally you're battling. You always want to celebrate your accomplishments. Your accomplishments are huge. Even if it's small, like how I said, making small goals. Accomplishing something is so big. I don't care how small you look at it, that's something closer to a higher goal. So you got to, celebrate those accomplishments. You want to engage with, positive discussions. This is where having a good circle of friends help. Even though, like I said, we're talking about self-care, you want to surround yourself with people who are on the same page as you. They love their self, they're happy with their self, because man, if you have a friend, I know a few people, every time you ask them, hey, how was your day? I hope you had a wonderful day. And all they can say is how miserable they are, or they can't list one good thing. Let's start with you woke up today. You should be so grateful for that. I've had to learn to keep people at a distance who every time you spoke to them, they're just so upset, they're so miserable, nothing's working in their favor, because that affects your self-love. Because when you have someone who's just negative Nancy 24/7, it can be draining, especially being an empath. It's so draining. So make sure you watch who is in your circle, because that can, do a big part in affecting your personal self-care. You want to do some activities that make you happy, make you love yourself. You want to be forgiving of any mistakes that you might have made. And you got to look at how you can avoid, like, what could you do differently the next time if you were in that predicament? That's the biggest thing. Don't be too hard on yourself. There's no manual to life. There's no manual. We're here. We're here. There's no manual to it. You just have to figure out what works best for you, and you need to include that self-care in that. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this day 17 of self-love. I want you guys to hop in the comments, but I really, really, really want you to focus on what you could do better to help increase your self-love. Start with some self-care. Like, that's so simple. Start with something small. Do something small for yourself. It'll go a long way. So, thanks for joining the Melanin Talk with me. This is day 17 of 30-day journey. I appreciate all who have been following me on my journey. Make sure you continue to like, share, hop in my comments, and most of all, give yourself the love that you deserve. So with that being said, I hope everyone has a great night, and I will see you tomorrow for day 18.